Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Enhanced Sports Show. My name is Lou Tenor. It is just after 4 o'clock, uh, East Coast time, on a very unusual day here in the New York City area, New York, New Jersey area. The number to call is, of course, 512-543-4662. I'll repeat it again, 512-543-4662. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just, doing my intro. Then I bring everybody on, just so we don't get any, unexpectedness. All right. So we got a lot to cover. We got NFL playoffs, which start today. For those of you in Buffalo and Pittsburgh, that game was one to do. That game was now postponed until Monday at 4:30 due to obvious reasons. Because right now it is a mess in Buffalo. They're expecting at least a foot and a half to maybe as much as 3 feet of snow in the area. So they thought, and the winds are going to be like just short of hurricane force winds. So they thought it's better do it Monday. Might be better that way. All right, so I'll bring everybody in right now. I'll start with Steve Davidson. Are you there? Glad you're feeling better. Glad you're feeling better. Steve Kent, Mike, Mike. Thank you, Diane, James. New caller from Virginia. Tell us who you are, please. You're on. Oh, and Kevin or Betty? It's Betty. It's Betty. Okay, good. All right, good. Glad to have you on. All right, so let's see. Where should we begin? Should we begin with? Yeah, well, let's begin with the fired coaches because there was a lot. As most of you know who follow NFL like I do, Monday was the day that coaches were in the hot seat, or as they call it, Black Monday, as several coaches are about to get fired or just move on, whatever the case may be. I think the biggest shock for most people was that Bill Belichick is out of New England. This happened just on Thursday. The separation everyone expected is no less earth shattering. Now that it's happened, Bill Belichick is out after leading New England and Patriots to 6 Super Bowl titles in 24 seasons. Now, Belichick is 72 or will be 72. His expectations are he wants to continue coaching and he should be available among the openings available. Potential breakdown for where Belichick. Okay, so we'll go to that right now, assuming it works. They say, what's next? All right. Now, of course, this season was not, the best of seasons for the Patriots in the post-Tom Brady era after finishing 4-13. So, and with 296 wins. But the Patriots and Belichick, just couldn't manage anymore and decided, well, that's it. We're done. They cut ties. It was not a surprise that Belichick and the Patriots seeking a fresh start while Belichick oversaw the most successful dynastic run in NFL history, much to my dismay, of course. Things hadn't gone well in recent seasons. The franchise went 5 seasons without a postseason win, and tensions appeared to bubble up between Belichick and owner Robert Kraft. What a shock. As Tom Brady exited to went to Tampa Bay. After Brady's departure, the Patriots went 29-38 in 4 seasons with only one playoff appearance. The team struggled to replace Brady as Mac Jones. Well, let's get this right now. Mac Jones is no Tom Brady, so there you go. I mean, how do you expect to replace someone with that caliber with him? That's not easily done. All right, so here are the landing spots for Belichick. First, the Atlanta Falcons. Okay. It may be strange to describe the Falcons as a team with an easy path toward contention, but the Dirty Birds have the building blocks needed to be a quality team in that short order. The Falcons currently have a good looking offense, save for the quarterback position. They have a high ending run in Bijan Robinson, a true number one receiver, and Drake London, a mismatch weapon at tight end, and Kyle Pitts, who could be the Pitts, and a quality offensive line as a unit will be good with the addition of a first round quarterback prospect or a veteran like Kirk Cousins or Justin Fields. Belichick would be a good match in a high floor offense, and he could be tasked with turning the defense into a more consistent unit. He has he has done that often with the Patriots, with building blocks like AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates, and Caden Ellis in place. The Falcons aren't far from having a strong defense. Yeah, I think I kind of buy that, but of course, I don't think it's going to be the same as when they went to the Super Bowl and choked at the end of that. Add in that the Falcons are playing in the weak NFC South, and weak it is, uh, and have owner Arthur Blank who should be willing to go all out win a championship, and Belichick should strongly consider joining the Falcons if he is granted the opportunity to do so. Now, the Chargers. If Belichick wants to join a team that already has its quarterback situation figured out, well, then the Chargers would be the best fit for him. Justin Herbert has posted great numbers during his 4-year NFL career. While he hasn't enjoyed playoff success yet, that may be about the coaching surrounding him and then the talent. Brandon Stanley struggled immensely during his time with the Chargers. He was often a bit too aggressive with his 4-down play calling and never really developed the Chargers defense into a strong, cohesive unit. No kidding. Belichick could certainly achieve the goal. The Patriots consistently played well on the side of the ball under his watch. So it's easy to imagine creating a strong defense with Joey Bosa, Kale Mack, and Derwin James on board. Considering that Hubert has enjoyed success with 3 different offensive coaching staffs, it would be easy enough to sell the Chargers owners, the Spanos family, Belichick, as an answer for what has alienated him in recent seasons. Oh, Steve, here's one for you. Belichick and the Commanders may not seem like the greatest matchup since the odd couple on the surface. Washington's moving from old school defense, minded coaching, coming off a 4-13 season after all. Yeah, that may be true, but the Commanders also have a new owner by the name of John Harris, who may be looking to find a proven coach who can guide his team and install a culture in what has an immense organization under uh, Dan Snyder. Belichick would instantly command respect and show have more success in the team in the leading Washington's defense than Ron Rivera did with his time with the team. Well, thoughts on that, Steve? About him? Yeah, right. I mean, I was gonna say, what do you think about with Belichick going to Washington? Yeah. All right. Yeah. But there is an issue he has though. There is an issue though with bringing Belichick on board is that the offense has similar problems to that of New England. The Commanders have a weak offensive line and no proven option uh, at the draft. But trusting Belichick uh, to find a coach is both is a no shoe in. Still, the Commanders' offense had more weapons than the Patriots did. All right, so with a strong offensive coordinator in tow, Belichick may be able to find success in Washington. Either way, it can't be ruled out as a landing spot, considering that Harris appears enamored with respect of pursuing Belichick. Pro Football Talks Mike Florio. The Panthers. Okay, another one of the Panthers. The Panthers may look to similar situations to the Falcons on paper, but they might not be as ideal of a landing spot for Belichick. Why? It's all about Bruce Young. Young just endured a rocky first season as a starting quarterback, posting at just 73.9 per passing rating while tossing 11 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, and struggling to consistently lead the Panthers on scoring drives. He likely needs an offensive minded head coach to help unlock his full potential. So Belichick wouldn't check that box. The other issue at play is David Tepper, who is also a maniac because of what he did in incident 2 weeks ago. I'll explain later. Has been a mercy of an owner, and they come in the NFL since he bought the team back in 2018. It isn't clear whether Tepper would have patience with any with any history, yeah, of course, that makes him a less appealing landing spot as a result. Still, the Panthers have building blocks, need to sport a quality defense and play the weak and wide open NFC South, and weak it is. That could be enough for Belichick to make Carolina uh, his new digs, especially if he's looking for full control over football operations. Tepper may be willing to do that if it means landing a big fish like Belichick. Ah, any thoughts on that? Anyone? Yeah. What about the Eagles? Might be, you think the Eagles might go there? The Eagles will take them, or probably not. Hmm. Yeah. But speak up, Di. I couldn't hear. Yeah, I agree. Okay. We, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Right. Yes. Hold on a second. Okay. Hang on, guys. I got a new caller in. I want to get this person in. Louisville, you're on. Any comments? Hello, Louisville. Hmm. That's odd. All right. Is there any chance though you think that Belichick just might retire and call it quits? Is anybody thinking that, or do you think he's going to? No. Mhm. All right. Uh, Betty. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I would think you're right about that. Kentucky, you're here, so come in, please. Hmm. I hate when that happens. All right, moving along. Pete Carroll. We have our first stunner of the NFL offseason. The Seahawks announced on Wednesday that longtime head coach Pete Carroll and the team have agreed to split to change Carroll's role with the team, but he is still staying with the team, just not coaching. He'll be head advisor as his run of 14 seasons as his head coach. So he's gone, but he's not gone, if you know what I mean. There were no rumblings of a potential firing heading into the offseason. Carroll said Carroll had 2 days. I had said 2 days earlier that he was planning on returning, quoted in red here, for a 15th season as the Seahawks head coach. However, that changed since the 72-year-old changing his role with the team. Hmm. Kind of a surprise, I think, with that. I was thinking he was going to come back for a 15th year, but apparently there was other ways. But remember, like I said, he's not leaving the team altogether. So kind of a surprise with that. What do you think so, Steve? Steve Davidson? Yeah. Right. Yes. 5 minutes, guys. Keep it under 5 minutes. All right. Steve Kent. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. Right. Yeah. Yes. Okay. You do. Maybe. Betty? Right, Jimmy, James. It's Jimmy. Okay. Alex, we're discussing Bill Belichick right now. So, any thoughts? Huh. Say that again. Right. All right. Yes. Mike. Mike. Actually, no, actually, we were talking about. Well, I didn't get Alex in with Belichick. So, Pete Carroll too. Alex, quickly. Right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Mike, go ahead with Pete Carroll. Go ahead. Yes. Diane. Hmm. Uh, Dana. It's Dana. Okay. We're discussing Pete Carroll right now and the shocking revelation that he got canned just a few days ago. So what are your thoughts on that? That's right. Pete Carroll got fired. Well, yeah, I know. Well, don't what now? Hold on. Like I said, he's not leaving the team entirely. He's going to be in a new role, but he's not going to be coaching anymore. So before you hit the panic button, guys, just remember that. Any thoughts though, Dana? Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Right. Hang on a second. Right. Okay. Oh, now here's an interesting one. Yeah. Okay, here's an interesting one, guys. Titans fire Mike Varble. Okay, I'm not surprised there at all. Uh, Fra- Fra- Vrabel, sorry, my Jersey accent, folks. A day after reports after uh, Vrabel had a 50-50 chance of keeping his job, ESPN's Adam Schefter, who I got mixed feelings about him, and others report the former coach of the year is out in Nashville. He went 40, 54, and 45 in 6 seasons. Not bad. Making the playoffs 3 times, but this season gone 7-11 and 6-11 the last 2 years. Okay, under 500. I get it. A former Patriots linebacker, that's true. Rabel had already been considered a top candidate to replace Bill Belichick if to go to England makes a change. Now he's fully available if that's the way Robert Kraft wants to go. So he's out, but could he be the new coach of the Patriots? Wait, Steve Kent, I'm going to start that with you. Sure. Hold it. Hold it. Well, no, because, well, yeah, but if he wants to go. Yeah. Yeah. Hold the man. Okay, this might be a little outdated. Yes. Yes. Right. Yeah. If you were here. Yes. I'm aware of that. Right. Great. Right. Yes. Right. Exactly. Okay. Steve Davidson, your thoughts? Him. Steve, if you want idiot, wait for later. Steve, if you want idiot, I got more idiots for you later on. So hang tight with that one. All right, please. Mm, uh-huh. Right. Hold it. Hold it. Let me call on something. Betty, your thoughts before I go to anybody else? No, yeah, I'll come back to you. Okay, Diane, your thought. Well, that's true. Right. On ver right. It was on Mike Verbal, Betty. Verbal. Okay. James, any thoughts? Yeah. I think a lot of us did. Alex? Right. Easy, easy. At best. At best. Okay. Anyone else have any thoughts? Yes, Dana? Right. Okay. Anyone else have any thoughts? All right. Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. I'm just trying to get okay. We'll get to this item in a minute or two. All right. So did anybody see the college championship game on Monday night? First of all. Okay, good. Good. I kind of thought well, I'll say one thing. It was a better game than last year. I mean, last year with Georgia and TCU, that game was over from the word go. Well, almost. This one, was competitive up until about midway through the third quarter, and then Michigan just exploded as they beat Washington. The Wolverines did indeed square up against everybody from the NCAA to their own Big Ten conference to the number two team in the nation on Monday night. On and off the field, Michigan refused any opponent or any investigation or any of the six games its head coach was suspended for getting in its way and leading Michigan to a national title. And Monday night was when it mattered most. Michigan did it again by being Washington before an announced crowd of over 72,000 for their first title since 1997, while they were co-champions um, against Nebraska. Michigan took the AP and Nebraska took the Coaches Bowl. And Michigan never trailed in the game. How about that? Although it was close at first. Running back Devon Edwards said it was a pretty happy inning, a perfect ending to an undefeated season. He finished with an average of 17 3-point yards per carry, ending with 103 yards and two touchdowns. A lot of personal success and failures, but the ultimate goal was to win a national title. There's no other feeling to go through than what we had and what we still had to come out on top. So perfect story. A lot of advisory, and Coach Harbaugh was not there for the last six games of the season. Perfect story. Michigan's national title will always be entangled with the biggest story in college football this season. That was the allegations of a widespread sign stealing fiasco, allegedly led by former staff member Connor Stallions, who resigned from the school November 4th. As polarizing as the program has been nationally, those those with it have only been galvanized by the controversy and the accusations. That's ugly. It has fueled us, said Michigan defensive tackle Mason Graham. Everything that we have tried, everything our opponents try to do to us, to discredit everything we did this season. Winning this game solidifies we are the team, said Coach Harbaugh. Coach Harbaugh is on the plane and can't even attend the game against Penn State. Our backs are against the wall. But this team is different. So after the celebrate when the game was over, Harbaugh found his parents on the field, first wrapped around his 84-year-old dad, who was a spitting image of himself, in a bear hug, lifting him up off the ground. He then turned to his mother and did the same thing, and he kissed her and said, "We did it, yo, Adrian, we did it." Oh no, okay. It was his first. It was the first national championship for both teams. Michigan shared the title with Nebraska, as I said, and was won just before the BCS national championship era came in. Michigan is now the sixth team to finish with a 15-0 season and set a new Big Ten record for most wins um, in the conference. All right. So, any thoughts on the championship game? I wouldn't say total dominance, Steve. It was close throughout the first half. Yes. Right. Steve Kent. Yes. Mhm. Yeah. Sure. Right. Yes. Uh, my thoughts exactly. Yes. 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 All right. Anybody else? Yeah. Right. Okay. So, no, let's say anything further. I'll move on. Remember, guys, it's only a 2-hour show. Anyone else? Okay. So we'll move on here. Before I do any other, no, so yeah, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to pro football because it involves our New York, Mike's New York Giants. As defensive coordinator Wink Martindale is expected to step down, assuming he hasn't already. His awkward relationship with head coach David Brian Dubal ignited the divorce. It was reported during the season that they were both in a bad place, and the relationship did not improve dramatically. Improved the stretch, down according to sources. The Giants also fired special teams coordinator Thomas Mahogany and the Wilkins brothers, Kevin and Drew, as their outside linebackers coaches. The Wilkins brothers were Martindale's two top assistants after coming with him from the Ravens. Their fires became clear that Martindale would not be returning next season. The Giants defense ranked 27th overall this past season, but was tied for the lead with 31 takeaways. Not bad. They were the team's best unit for a team that finished 6 and 11. So you got the good and the bad right there. To continue on here, uh, Duvall said that next season he expected both Martindale and Mike Kafka to return next season. They were still under contract for the year. Somebody's making noise in their sets, but that was before that he had a chance to speak with the remaining coordinators. Martindale did not view the Giants as a stepping stone job, but rather a destination place and things like that. But the relationship with Duvall saying the Giants was unobtainable. All right, Mike, your thoughts on Martindale being leaving the Giants as the coordinator? Steve Kent. Steve Kent. Yes. Right. Good. Okay. Yes. Right. Okay. Anyone else have any thoughts? Yes. Right. Right. You can't do that. Yes. 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 Okay. Okay. I got. Okay. Gotta keep it under 5 minutes, guys. Gotta keep it under 5 minutes. Okay. Because we got a lot. Because still got a lot to cover. Um. I thought for a while there, I thought he was just going to return to being a game show host instead of being the defensive coordinator. Oops, wrong Martindale. Okay. Some of you get that, some of you don't. Yeah. Well, that's because you know me so well. It was a joke. It was a joke, guys. It was a joke. Sheesh. Remember, I do the jokes. Before I go into anything, since I didn't get a chance for Diane to do her trivia bit last weekend to see his UFC WWE, let's do it. Ladies first. Do it. Oh, that's easy. Is it Meadowlark Lemon? Curly Neal. Curly. Oh, yeah. You can't forget Curly. Yep. Yes. Well, sweet Georgia Brown. Okay. James Naismith. James Naismith. Actually, he's a Canadian. That's how I probably ended up in Toronto. That's where the Hall of Fame is. Right. All right. 1946. Yeah, yes, the Basketball Athletic Association. Predecessor to the Raptors. Well, they don't have a new name, but let's just say they are the press. The Raptors. Came after that. They were the Raptors before the Raptors. They were the president. Oh, all right, Steve, you're wrestling. You got anything? Speak up. Yeah. So, oh, oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah. I'm not big on AEW, but I get it. Mhm. Okay. All right. Yeah, I know. I know. But I'm glad you're here. Yeah. All right. Of course. Oh, before we go with any other subject, I got a bone to pick with, of course, the NFL. All right. As you know, that the playoffs are starting today. Right now, uh, we have the Browns and the Texans right now playing. There's no score, and there's got to be another game tonight. But if you don't have any of the streaming services like Peacock or anything, you won't get to see it. I got news. That is not right. Look, if you want to do that during the regular season of not showing a game, okay, fine. But this is a playoff game for crying out loud. That is not right. I mean, really, that you're cheating fans watching a playoff game for people who can't really afford streaming. That's not. I don't think that's fair to the fans at all. And the NFL, I think it deserves a. I think it puts in a black eye for the league. Am I the only one that? Am I the only one that's causing a rant with this, or do other people agree with me that this should be televised on national TV and not some ridiculous streaming service, which half of the country can't even pay for? Any thoughts in your area? In your area, it's blacked out. Oh, yes. Mhm. Right. Yeah. I assume it wasn't sold out. We got another call from New Mexico. I think I know who it is, but for the record, will you state your name, please? New Mexico. Devin. Devin, welcome aboard. So, so did you hear my rant about the of tonight's game being played on Peacock and not national TV? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, but you might not be able to see the game there either. Right. Yeah, but that still doesn't make it right. I mean, this is a playoff game for people love to tune to see in the playoffs. So that's not really fair. That's not really fair, to the people who want to watch this game. Yeah, a little bit, but try to speak a little bit more. Like maybe if your set's on, turn it off or turn your phone up a bit if you can. I can hear you. I can hear you somewhat, but it came a little bit marbled. All right. So does anybody else agree with me on this issue? All those who agree with me say aye. A little flat, but okay. Yes, 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 they did. And the Panthers also clean house as they fired the head coach and general manager on the same day. General manager Scott uh, Fitterer was fired. Same, and also leaving was general manager Don Morgan. in charge of the day-to-day operations. As we move forward in the direction of our franchise, I have made the decision that Scott will no longer be our GM, except by owner Dave Tepper, who was a bit of a problem. Yeah, the Panthers finished. The Panthers finished 2-15 and are 14-37 overall since Filter took over the decisions. He gave the Bears 2 first-round picks and wide receiver DJ Moore. The relevant first-round pick will be this year's #1 overall. And just yeah, yes, you're right. Of course, yes. I assume you're talking college basketball. I thought so. Okay. Um, all right. So yeah, we'll turn our attention to some other sports now. One thing, the LA Clippers' new home, the Anfield Arena, will be the site of the 2026 All-Star Game once details become official. Commissioner Adam Silver told Steve Ballmer, who will hold a news conference on Tuesday at the Dome at Plant to announce plans for the All-Star Weekend coming to Inglewood in 2026. According to the league source, the Kia Forum, which is owned by Ballmer, will play a part in the All-Star Weekend festivities for the first time since it hosted the All-Star Game back in 1983. The last time LA hosted All-Star Weekend was at the Staples Center in 2018. That's LA overall, both the Clippers and the Lakers. The Clippers will move to the new arena next season. Ballmer has been personally involved in many details of the arena, from the design of the wall, which features 51 rows of seats, to the largest ever Halo board, which is almost a full acre in size, to cover lake space of the 17,700 seats in the arena's 120 restrooms. Wow, 120 restrooms. Well, the good thing I like is that the Clippers and Lakers don't have to share the same arena anymore, and I kind of like that. Now they got a place of their own. Thank goodness. I don't really like teams sharing arenas and stadiums. To be honest with you, so at least the Clippers now have a place of their own. That's good for them. I think it's good. I think it's good for the city of LA too. Any thoughts, or just move on? Okay. All right. All right. Well, and Lonzo Ball, yep, he did return. Oh, let me see if I got that. Oh, wait, I'll do the Grizzlies first because this is pretty bad. The Grizzlies' woes continue as guard Desmond Bane exited last night's loss to the Clippers in the third quarter with a left ankle sprain. The Grizzlies announced between the third and fourth quarters that Bane would not return. Speaking after the game, head coach Taylor Jenkins was still being evaluated. Says he was still being evaluated by the Grizzlies and did not know the extent of the injury. That only knows. Bane stepped on the left foot of Kawhi Leonard midway in the third quarter. Leonard was called for a shooting foul on the play, but Bane was not able to go to the charity stripe and went straight to the locker room instead. G.G. Jackson took Bane's foul shots and was 1 for 2. Before the injury, though, he did score 15 points on 3 for 11 shooting to go with 3 assists in 23 minutes of action. This only aggravates the Grizzlies more as they have a shorthanded backcourt. John Morant's out for the season thanks to a shoulder injury, and Marcus Smart out with a finger injury and won't be evaluated for another 6 years. I mean, 6 weeks. Well, I feel like 6 years. Um, well, that was the best. So Bane, before he got injured, averaged 24.7 points per game, 5.4 assists, and 4.7 rebounds. So it's a tough break though for the Grizzlies, as he's out, and also forward Steven Adams is out with an injury. So this only complicates things more for the Grizzlies, who last year were second in the Western Conference. So they really got their hands tied now. Okay, it's a both. Yeah, well, actually, they have a separate wing just for them. Oh boy, yeah. Womp womp. All right. Okay, here I found something kind of interesting and kind of disturbing at the same time. Chicago Bull, the Chicago Bulls Ring of Honor ceremony, which features a guest as Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman, was supposed to be a joyous night, but turned ugly instead. I think some of you might be familiar with this. None of the big three turned out for the event live, as honored at the half. We're going to have all sending video messages to at least acknowledge the event. Jordan's video will not be just described as emotional. Other honorees included Phil Jackson, Tony Kukoc, Artist Gilmore, Tex Witter, Jerry Sloan, the entire 95-96 team for the 72-10 championship season, and Jerry Krause, which I think is the controversy. Here's how it goes. Krause was the Bulls general manager from 1985 to 2003. Hold on, let me finish because this gets interesting. And was not popular among Bulls fans, and Jordan especially, who just hates his guts, and is widely blamed for the departure of Jackson back in 1998, ending the Bulls' domination. Krause passed away in 2017, so obviously was not able to defend himself when the Bulls' legacy was re-examined in the ESPN documentary The Last Dance. You guys remember that, right? You guys remember that documentary? All those remember say yes. Okay. Anywho, so instead, the entire documentary became a chance for everyone to dump on Krause. Ooh. So it should not be a surprise. That should be a big surprise that Krause's name was surrounded by booing, as it was called. It gets even worse. It was still a surprise to some, though, because some booed. Krause's widow, Velma, was in attendance, and she did not take kind with the booing at all. Well, I understand that. Among the many people bothered by this side of fans booing was Mrs. Krause because many think that her late husband destroyed the Bulls. As commentator Stacey King, who played alongside Jordan under Krause for 5 years from 1989 to 94. He'd opened up the third quarter, calling out the fans uh, that booed Mrs. Krause. King said whoever was booing at her should be ashamed of themselves. This is not New York or Philly. We do not have that kind of reputation here like that. Whether you like it or not, Jerry bought us 6 championships. Even though he never shot a basket or rebound, he gave us 6 titles in the arena. There's a lot of teams with only one. This was really a classless act, and I believe that. Okay, you might not like Krause. I didn't probably like him. I don't like the Bulls anyway, but still, that is a low blow, especially when um, his wife was there and was hearing the boos. That was just showing no class at all. And he wanted to say it was a very sad moment, and it is a very sad moment. I mean, it was supposed to be a joyous occasion, and that's the treatment it got. I mean, the Ring of Honor is, a very special moment. And he goes down like this. When his wife hears it, and that was just very, very tactless of anybody. She didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve that. Oh, that's to honor the great players of the past from the teams. Dallas has done it. The Nets have done it. A lot of teams have done that, Doc. What? Oh, sorry. Wow. Yeah, well, like I said, Jordan hated his guts, so it's no wonder why he didn't attend. Let's just call it personal reasons. He's like, yes, man. Well, I didn't see it on camera, but why tell I could have went down very ugly. I mean, even so, if you don't like the guy, you know, you still gotta give respect. When it's late, when his wife was there. There was no need for that. Alan, thanks, and I think Matthew's here, and I think Roger's here, right? Roger? Out. All right, but just do the best you can. That's all we ask. So, any other thoughts on this? What was supposed to be a joyous event turned downright bitter? Yes. Yeah, like that was going to happen. Yeah, not in this day and age. No, that wasn't right. Yes. Yes. Mm, yeah. Correct. Correct. Yeah. The Chicago Bulls Ring of Honor, Roger. But was supposed to honor the great players of the past. And when they heard the name of a certain gentleman, if you want to call it that, Jerry Krause, the fans did not take kind of that at all. You could hear the boos all the way from here to Chicago and back again. If you get my point. Yes, yes. So I mean, the Ring of Honor is very special, and it got tarnished. Not a very smart act to do. Yes. Well, I didn't get a chance to see it because first of all, I wasn't even though it was even on. It's probably only around the Chicago area, but that was just a very sad thing to see, and I agree with that. Nobody deserves that kind of treatment. Absolutely not. Whether you love him or hate him, Gerald. All right. Your thoughts on what I just mentioned about the Chicago Bulls Ring of Honor and the treatment that I got that should have been, treated better. Yes, exactly. Right. Now, speaking of idiocy, I've got one for you. Oh boy. Steve, you ready? All right. Idiot number one. Idiot number one. Chicago. Now this was a little bit this was a little while ago. This was almost 2 weeks ago, but I didn't get a chance to do it last week. So here we go. Carolina Panthers owner David Tepper said last Tuesday, January 3rd, was fined $300,000 for what the league called his unacceptable conduct during the loss against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tepper was caught on video throwing a drink in the direction of a Jaguars fan in this open air suite at the Jaguars stadium. What all NFL personnel are expected to conduct themselves at all times in ways that respect our fans and favorably reflect their team in the NFL, the league said in a statement. Tepper, in a statement, said he is passionate about his team, but regrets his behavior. Really now? You should have thought that before you threw the drink, stupid. Yeah. I should have let NFL stadium security handle any issues that arose, he said. I respect the NFL's code of conduct and accept league's discipline for my behavior. Sure you do. Sure you do. Tepper is the second richest owner in the league with a net worth of 20.6 billion. That's billion with a B. The fine, just a drop in the bucket, is less than 1% of his wealth. Oh, big deal. 1%. It's similar. Oh, but wait, there's more. Yeah. But wait, folks, there's more. It is similar to the $250,000 fine. Wait, yeah. Well, wait, there's more, guys. There's more. It is similar to the $250,000 fine former Tennessee Titans owner Bud Adams received in 2009 for making an obscene gesture at Bills fans while celebrating the victory. Oh yeah, too. The tempered video was posted initially on social media last Sunday by Jaguars fan Christy Hosenberger after being shot from another suite. Hosenberger turned down the request by ESPN to be interviewed. I don't blame her. Oh boy, what a dope. Huh. You're it just goes to show you that players are not the only ones that can be idiots. I mean, sometimes they can be the coaches, and sometimes it can be the owners. And this is proof right there. The owners are also going to be idiots. Of course. Yeah, I get it. Exactly. Should have been more than that, though. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, oh, yeah. Well, in the words of yeah, I'll put it this way, guys. To quote Bon Jovi, "You give football a bad name." Okay. Next, next. All right. For Eagles fans, I got some bad news for you. Wide receiver AJ Brown, who is trying to make it back from his rehab for Monday night's game against the Bucks, is out with a knee injury. Okay, so Brown has made enough progress that if the Eagles advance, which they probably will, he could return for next week's divisional round. Brown left in the first quarter with a loss to the Giants last week, as his left leg was pinned awkwardly behind him. What was this, a wrestling move or something? What was this, wrestling move? Sheesh. Uh, while being attacked, by, while being tackled by Nick McLeod, and he said, "Get off McLeod." Yeah, yeah. And then he said, "Get off my cloud." Okay. Brown has caught 106 passes for 156 yards with 7 touchdowns this season. Sorry for the jokes, guys. Sorry for the jokes. In week three, ha ha ha. Yeah, see what I come up with? Oh boy. In week three of the regular season, though, against the Bucks, he had 9 receptions for 131 yards. Oh, which reminds me, with the game being postponed between the for Monday's game, how do you think for Buffalo and Pittsburgh? How do you think it's going to affect the players? Is what I want to know. Do you think it have some kind of negative effect, or you think it'll just be like no real effect at all? Because sometimes the postseason it could change, just like that. So you think it's going to be any major impact? Negative? Ooh, negative. No effect. Okay. All right. Well, what do you want? It's Buffalo. It's Buffalo in January. What do you expect? Ugh. Yeah. Um, Kentucky, are you still there? No, there's somebody from Louisville that's been on here but hasn't responded. Are you there, Louisville? Gee. Well, something must be wrong. Maybe the power's out there. All right, so move along. Um, all right. So hmm, if a certain person was here, I know we would stay. But Jimmy doesn't seem to be here right now. Hmm. All right. And the Bills will be out without wide receiver Gabe Davis with a knee injury and Sadie Taylor Rapp with a calf injury, as that game will be now on Monday. So that might be a factor right there, guys. Hmm, maybe. All right. Former Washington Huskies football coach Kalen DeBoer, who guided the team to a Pac-12 title and the championship appearance, has been named head coach of Alabama. He was named head coach back on late Thursday. Whoa, no, he will be a believer football game. DeBoer lands one of the most coveted coaching jobs in college football, not to mention the most difficult in replacing some guy named Nick Saban. Never heard of him. Who won 9 SEC titles and 6 championships during his tenure. DeBoer has informed his players of Washington as well as his staff as he was leaving for Alabama. Source of ESPN is said to meet with his new team, and probably doing so as I write this. A news conference was scheduled for 2 p.m. today. Whether it went through or not, well, probably did. School athletic director Tony Troy Gannon made an aggressive attempt to keep Dober with a new contract that would make him one of the top 10 highest paid coaches in Division One football and double more than his current annual salary of $4.2 million. And you turned it down. He turned it down for Alabama and the SEC, meaning he will owe Washington a $12 million buyout after signing a 2-year extension through the 2028 season that runs through November. Okay, someone's trying to say something. Go ahead. You would think that, but I always think because I think it'd be a lot of fumbling, a lot of interceptions, and trying to get the ball, on the ground. I think that can make a problem. You know, I would think in this case it'd be more passing game because I don't, it's going to be kind of difficult to run in those conditions. Mm. Exactly. Yeah, win or go home, or as what to say, sink or swim, whatever the case may be. And by the way, Michigan is favored to win, favored to repeat as champions next season. I don't really buy into that stuff where these polls come out, or from the websites, the betting websites, thinking that Michigan's going to win. I'm not saying they won't, but I don't think it's fair that you're going to compare one season to the next because you could have a bad season, with players leaving for the draft and whatnot. So I can't really say that it's going to be a guarantee that uh, Michigan will pull it out. And this year's surprise team, James Madison, 600 to 1 odds. Oh wow! To win the I forget what that is to be honest with you, but still, that's a lot to live up to. Yeah, that's a lot to live up to. I can't really buy into that. And by the way, the championship celebration was held on Wednesday in Michigan, and welcome to it. Got some hot stove baseball news for you if you're interested. Lefty pitcher Sean Manana is the latest pitcher to a 2-year deal for 28 million. Forget where it said it was going to be. Left-hander will receive 14.5 million this season and 13.5 million next season. He has the right to opt out after 2024. The New York Post first reported news of the agreement. Became a free agent when he opted out his final year of his 2-year, 25 million deal with the Giants, giving out 12.5 million for this season. He's been in the league 8 years. In his only season with the Giants, he was 7-6 with a 4.44 ERA, 10 starts, and 27 relief appearances, but was dropped from the rotation mid-May after going 1-2 with a ridiculous ERA of nearly an 8. All right, 7.96 if you want exact numbers. And 6 starts with 2 relief appearances after making 25 appearances out of the bullpen, returning to the starting rotation in September, making 4 starts. Yeah. I don't feel very confident about that because when you had an ERA like that, that is not very comforting to hear. A 7.96. Let me tell you something. If you got that kind of ERA, you should be still in the minors. Sorry to say, but because you want a good pitcher, especially going to help you in the later innings and as the season wears on. I don't think it's a chance we're taking. And it's not a chance we're taking. And as we mentioned, Arthur Smith fired head coach of the Falcons. No surprise. After after losing to the Saints last week and with a 7-10 record, Falcons did have an outside shot to win the NFC South, but were outscored 31-0 at the half, and the rest of that is history. I wasn't too confident about him coming back anyway. So even if they would have won, I mean, if they would have lost their first playoff match, Smith would have been fired anyway. I don't think he was going to last, past, even getting one playoff win. But that's the way I look at it. Yeah, so something had to give. I mean, you can't have too many losing seasons before you're going to get the axe. So you had to figure that. Not a very smart move. I mean, one season, yeah, I understand. You're just new with the team and whatnot. When it starts getting two seasons, then becomes a habit, and it's something that I think that a change needs to be kept in order as soon as possible before you wind up with three losing seasons, four losing seasons, and whatnot. You have to give it. There comes a point where you're gonna say, "Sorry, that's it. You're not giving us what we need, so you got to go." Right? Right. Yes, Dana. Yeah. And Alabama. Okay. And of course, Alabama's running back Rondell Williams is entering the transfer portal as a graduate transfer. He rushed for 560 yards and 5 touchdowns this season for the Tide, while sharing carries with Chase McClellan. He was the 69th prospect in the 2020 class and signed with Bama. All right. So look at it that way. I did have some more baseball news here concerning the Yankees, but you can't see. Oh, here's one. Any of you guys remember a guy named Oscar Pistorius, aka Blade Runner? Yeah. Okay. Well, here we go. He was released from prison um, last week and was believed to be at his uncle's mansion after authorities secretly removed the WNBT athlete at undisclosed time to avoid the gate of news crews awaiting outside the jail. Oh, sure. The South African Department of Corrections announced in a brief statement around 8:30 a.m. South African time, Pistorius was released and was now at the home and gave no details and gave no further, I should say, no further details other than to confirm his new status on parole as Blade Runner remains hidden under the public eye. He served 9 years with a 13-year sentence for the failed shooting of his girlfriend, Reva Stenkamp, on Valentine's Day 2023. Wow, 11 years ago. Wow. He became eligible for his release after serving at least half of his sentence. Pistorius was expected to intentionally live in his uncle's mansion in the upscale suburb of Waterkloof. He lived there during a 7-month trial now a decade ago. Wow. Yeah, I thought we heard the last of that, but apparently, he got out of it. He said it was an accident, self defense, because he thought somebody was trying to attack him. Because it was dark. Whenever I don't know if I believe that. I think there was something premeditated to that, and that's how it happened. I could be wrong, but I think something happened before. At the time of the shooting, and I think it had something to do with a personal matter. So I don't know if it was in self defense. Yes. What you say, Steve? You say he didn't. He didn't want to, or he thought he did. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I think he had a motive for that. Not that he should have anyway, but that's a tragedy. But I think it happened before he thought he was being, you know, the self defense call. All right. Yes. All right. I'll move on. Atlanta Braves signed left-hander Chris Sale to a 2-year, $30 million deal announced by the team back last week, restructuring his deal in the wake of his trade from the Red Sox, a week and a half ago. Sorry. His previous deal runs through the end of this season, guarantees him $27.5 million through, though $10 million was deferred, bringing the total down to around a mere 20 to 21 million, with a $20 million club option for 2025. The new deal bumps Sale's present day guarantee, giving $16 million for the year, $22 million for next year, while the Braves add a fee $18 million free club option for 2026. Oh, wow. The Braves' commitment to Sale was already clear when they traded for top prospect Vaughn Grisham to the Red Sox and Sale for $17 million. Talk about a sale of the century. Oh yeah. They put up their trust and faith in me, said Sale, knowing that he'll be here for quite a while, and allowed me to get more comfortable. While the cash payout will pay this year's salary, the Braves' commitment to Sale in 2025 and the recruitment of the 2026 option gives the team certainly as the pitching rotation is expected to change. Lefty Max Fried will hit free agency after this season and could get an excess of $200 million, a number that's unlikely to fit the Braves' budget. And right-hander Charlie Morton could retire. Oh, nice. Sale had a rebound season last year after struggling. Wait a minute. After struggling the last 4 seasons, starting in 2019, after signing a 5-year deal with the Red Sox. Again with the Red Sox. Oh dear. He did miss all of the 2020 shortened season and most of 2021 after going, Tommy John surgery. Then only started 2 games in 2022, suffering a broken finger and a broken wrist. Anything else that was broken? Last season, Sale made 20 starts, had a 4.3 ERA. Okay, not great, but not terrible. In 102 plus innings, striking 125 batters and only walking 29. So kind of average. I mean, that ERA is a little bit high, but nothing, horrible. Nothing too horrible. Okay. Oh, Mike, you still there? Okay, you were asking me about the Yankees and Mets. Okay, center fielder Harrison Bader and the Mets agreed to a 1-year deal worth $10 million. Source on ESPN after a series of short-term packs as the Mets approach a transitional 2024 season. Now I know what you meant, Mike. Okay, despite being a gifted outfielder, Bader has been hampered by injuries and being also inconsistent at bats. The Mets have also had Tyrone Taylor, who could also play at center, with Bader to complement Brandon Nimmo and Starling Marte. I was gonna say Nemo, but then it'd be Finding Nemo. Yeah, okay. After a standout 2022 season where Bader hit 5 home runs for hold it, I hate when this happens. For the Yankees, he entered 2023 with hopes that a big season could land him a free agent bounty, but oblique and hamstring injuries and by the end of August was placed on waivers and was picked up by the Reds. Bader had 7 home runs with 20 stolen bases in 98 games last season. Overall, he has 59 home runs and 217 RBIs in 635 career games. All right, so Mike, your thoughts on Bader going to the Mets? I knew he was going to like this. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Diane, you're sort of a Mets fan. Any thoughts? Anyone else? Right. And the Cubs and Dodgers. Oh boy. Next, okay. The Cubs and Dodgers are exchanging a couple of their top prospects, and as AAA infielder Michael Bush and reliever Michael Almonte are heading to Chicago in exchange for a Class A pitcher named Jackson Ferris and infielder Zither Hope. That was announced on Thursday. Bush was ranked sixth among Dodgers prospects by ESPN, and Ferris was ranked 14th in the Cubs system, were the key components in the deal. Bush hit 27 home runs last season for AAA OKC, Oklahoma City that is, last season, and also appeared in 27 games for the Dodgers. He could fulfill a long-term void at third base for the Cubs, who are looking for a few good left-handed hitters. Bush was taken 31 in the 2019 amateur draft. Ferris was taken in the second round, round 2 in 2022 with a 3.38 ERA in his first professional season. Almonte, who appeared in 40 games last season for the Dodgers, were all coming out of the bullpen. Hope was taken in the 11th round of last summer's draft. There's a lot of rounds in that group, folks. Okay, should we go to the NFL for the playoffs? Did somebody say playoffs? The playoffs? The playoffs? Somebody say playoffs? Okay. Oh boy. All right. So we'll go to the NFL right now, and the schedule goes goes like this. All right. As I mentioned, there is a change in the schedule, of course, as Pittsburgh will play Buffalo on Monday, but we'll get to that game in a minute. All right. So we have the Browns and the Texans playing right now. Uh, Join the score right now. Yes. Ooh, I know. Right. Okay, Betty. So just out of curiosity, who are you going for in this game? But I know. Harvey Finkley? Okay. All right. Yes. Right. Okay. Hold it. What do I call you? Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. All right, Steve. All right. Dana. No, no, this no one game at a time, Dana. What do we got here between Cleveland and Houston? That game. Cleveland Browns. All right. Okay, Diane. James. James. I should a minute ago. Roger. Right. Greg, who do you got in this first matchup? Right. Greg, who do you got in this game between Cleveland and Houston? All right. I'm gonna go with Cleveland. I'm gonna go with Houston. It was a tough one to pick for me. I don't know why, but it was. All right. The game we will not see tonight on regular TV for Mike. Okay, okay, listen for your names, guys. Listen for your names when I call you. All right. In the game we will not see on television tonight for some ridiculous reason, we have the Dolphins versus the Chiefs, which probably be the best matchup of the week. Steve. Steve, you got what? You got Miami? All right. Kansas City. Okay. Uh, Mike. Betty. Diane. James. Okay, he must have lost connection. Dana. Roger. Greg. Right. Right. Greg. He said KC. All right. Next, tomorrow's matchups. Only two games because one got pushed back to Monday. So we got the Packers and the Cowboys. Steve, thank you. I thought I was going to go the other direction. Mike. Benny. Thank you. Diane. Thank you. Dana. If you guys need to flip a coin, do so. Roger, Greg, going with the Packers. Okay. And Rams versus the Lions. Ooh, I like this matchup. Steve, Rams, Lions. That's my line. Okay, I get it though. All right, Mike, Betty, Diane, Dana, Roger. Yeah, it's been only about 400 years, so you're right. And Greg. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's the Rams and the Lions. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Rams. Oh, we got upset here. All right. Well, I'll put this with you. I'm not lying either. Yeah. And finally, okay, we have two games Monday, thanks to the impending snowstorm. So we'll start with the 4:30 game, which will be the Steelers versus the Bills. Oh, gee, who should I go with first here? Oh, yeah, Diane. Gotta be official. Bills. Okay, Steve, Mike. Okay, Betty. Yeah. James, are you there at all? He must have. Hmm, must have lost connection. Dana, Roger, Greg. I got a big. Well, I'm going with the upset. I'm going to go with the Steelers. I'm going with the upset. And finally, the Eagles versus the Bucks. All right, Steve. That's a good point. That's a good point. All right. Uh, Mike. All right. Betty. Yeah. Diane. Dana. Roger. Greg. I'm still gonna go. I'm still gonna go with Philadelphia. We got it. All right, guys. Now, last week I was gonna mention something I didn't get a chance to do, so I'm gonna say it right now. Uh, what are your predictions for? What are your sports predictions for 2024? Betty, I'm gonna start that with you. Your sports predictions for the for this year. Sports predictions, if you have any. Oh, hmm. All right. Okay, Steve. We'll see about that. Mike. Okay, so that's your prediction. Diane. Roger. No, no, no. Hold, guys. I'm not just saying Super Bowl. I mean overall for the entire year. Do you have any predictions for sport predictions for the entire year, not just the Super Bowl? All right. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Anybody else? Greg? Yes. 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 30 years. Yeah. Right. Oh. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh. Okay. All right. Oh, I do have one more baseball note here. Juan Soto and the Yankees agreed to a 1 year, $31 million deal on Thursday, breaking Shohei Ohtani's record for arbitrate eligible players. All 10 Yankee players eligible for arbitration reached agreements on that day. Players and teams were set to exchange proposed salaries. Other Yankees striking deals were second baseman Gilbert Torres, 14.2 million, outfielders Alex Verdugo, 8.7 million. Trent Grisham, 5.5 million. Right-hander Clay Holmes, 6 million, and Jonathan Logazina, also a right-hander, 2.5 million, and Clark Schmidt, just above 2 million. As for lefties, Nestor Cortez, 3.9, 5 million. Victor Gonzalez, Speedy's fourth cousin, 860,000, and catcher Jose Trevino, 2.73 million. Sato had a $23 million salary in his only full season with the Padres and became a free agent at the end of the season. Okay. So maybe with Sato coming over, maybe that might mean the Yankees might do better. What do you say, Roger? Like you were saying, the Yankees may be stronger this year. Mike, I like this with Sato. I like it. This might help our rotation as well. This might get some good hits. Yeah. And Yankees made another deal as Marcus Stroman, and the Yankees reached a 1 year deal on Thursday. Stroman had a tale of two halves in 2023. The first few months, he was like a Cy Young contender, and then injuries and inconsistent play took over in the second part. He compiled a 2.96 ERA the first half to earn his second All Star selection before he jumped to a ridiculous, embarrassing, pathetic ERA of 8.63. Ooh, boy, that's bad. But a hip in well, wait, there's more. There's more. A hip injury that gave way to rib cartilage uh, that did affect the season. Okay, that's understandable. He returned to the Cubs later in the season, coming out of the bullpen before making a few starts, but that didn't go so well anyway. With Stroman's mechanics, if Stroman's mechanics are working right, his sinker is his best pitch. Stroman now is his fourth team since joining the Goofy Blue Jays in 2014. Spent 2 seasons with the Mets. That's true. He was 77-76 over his career with a 3.65 ERA after being selected by the Blue Jays in 2012. So Yankees get, I think, another good deal here. What do you think? Well, yeah, that's true too. I mean, we have to watch out for that. No, no, I mean, no, Mike, injuries do happen in a season, but you can't have too many injuries like that, and for that kind of a season, and because injuries do pile up. Some of them are severe, and some are okay. Now for the sad story of the week. Um, Miami police in South Florida said that a Bills fan, was killed during an altercation outside the Hard Rock Stadium last week as the Bills defeated the Dolphins on Sunday night. Identified as Dylan Brody Isaacs, was returning to the vehicle after the game. There was an altercation with the driver of another vehicle said by the Miami Gardens police. Oh boy. The driver of the other vehicle was then pulled out a gun and shot Isaacs, who died on the scene. The shooter then fled in an older Honda Accord and was located in Palm Beach County the next day. The car was seized the next day as part of the investigation. Detectives said that they have interviewed and identified a suspect, but not a name was released. The investigation is ongoing. A GoFundMe page was raised nearly $90,000 to cover the cost of Isaac's funeral. Truly sad. And it's just getting ridiculous how you can't even enjoy really a game anymore without some lunatic, ready to cause havoc, and you wind up shooting the guy. It's just heartbreaking to see that. You know, there's no excuse for that. You know, you're a poor sport, and you go out and shoot somebody just because he's rooting for the other team. There's no justification for that at all. None. And no motive either, I should say. No motive. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Right. Exactly. We do. We do have power. Yeah. Yes. I mean, there was no need for that at all. Rest in peace. Yeah, that's not right. That is, yeah. No, it doesn't. It's a shame. All right, so moving on. Now for the other ridiculous sign of the week. Okay, you ready for this, guys? On Monday, a 32-year-old woman was arrested after she allegedly crashed her car into the Jaguars facility on purpose. That's right, she did on purpose. She allegedly crashed the car through the because some people are stupid. She allegedly crashed her car into a gate and glass doors at the Miller Electric Center, a practice facility that is adjacent to the Everbank Stadium that opened last July. The woman was not identified, faces charges of a DUI, 5 counts of a DUI property damage, aggravated assault of a police officer, resisting an arrest, and criminal mischief, and just being a complete idiot. That's resisting arrest, is what I meant to say. The Jaguars acknowledged the incident, according to the local media news outlet in Jacksonville, Channel 4. The incident happened a day after the Jaguars were eliminated from playoff contention with a loss to the Titans, which was their fifth straight loss after starting the season 8-3, a total epic collapse. Okay, your team lost, but you gotta go out and crash the car into the facility? What? That's idiot number three, people. Ugh. I told you we had a lot of idiots this week. Look, Philadelphia Eagles fans smash their TV set. What's next? I mean, Philadelphia fans smash their TV sets into somebody else's house. Now you got cars crashing into a facility. What's next? Oh, yeah, weirdoism. That's why I see it. Okay, the Blackhawks. Oh wait, you know what? I gotta get to this women's article here because I think Betty will find this interesting. Betty, are you familiar with Iowa guard named Caitlin Clark? Caitlin Clark, she plays in Iowa. She's really good. I mean, she scored her second straight double double, triple double rather, on Wednesday as they defeated Purdue. She finished 26 points with 10 rebounds, 10 assists against the Iowa Boilermakers, and she did a number against the Scarlet Knights, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists from my home state of New Jersey. It was her second career. Yeah, it was the second time in her career she had back-to-back triple doubles in games. She was 8 for 18 from the field, 6 for 14 from three-point range. It was her fourth triple double of the season. She is a really good player. I mean, she's going to be, I think, high on the WNBA draft this year, or if she comes back next year. I mean, she's really going to be, making some headway in that league. And she's 40 points away from passing Brenner for fourth on the all-time scoring list. But she's got a while to go, and 284 points for surpassing all-time scoring leader Kelsey Plum, who played in Washington. And there's a good game tonight, guys, with women's basketball as Indiana. So that game's gonna be on Fox. So hey, you can't watch the football game. You might want to check this game out. I think I might do it myself. Yeah. I thought I would put them just for you. And UConn is really going through some tough times with the women's game. Forward Aubrey Griffin is out with a torn ACL in her right knee. The Huskies announced that back on Thursday. She's a fifth-year senior, suffered the injury with a win over Creighton on December 3rd. She averaged 9.5 points per game and 6.4 rebounds in 14 games and 5 stars before the injury. And anybody knows about you know much I can't stand Creighton. Right? Right. And the Blackhawks are getting worse as their star player Connor Bednar is out for 6 to 8 weeks after suffering a broken jaw. Ugh, just unbearable. But on the bright side, they'll get a much needed boost as they get back defenseman Seth Jones, who will face the star against the Stars tonight. He was out 15 games with a shoulder injury. He was injured in a home loss to the Capitals last month. Thank you, Steve. He has yet to score a goal this season, but does have 11 assists on the year. Nothing personal, of course, Steve. Be happy to know they beat the Ringers today, 3-2. Okay, and somebody's got a stereo or something. You gotta turn it down, guys. You gotta turn the stereo down or whatever it is. Yeah. So the Blackhawks, they're having a lot of trouble, but they're gonna get one of their defensemen back. But they are having an awful year. I mean, Connor Bernard was supposed to be a once in a generational player, not doing the job right at all. And Jeff Skinner is out for the Sabres after suffering a lower body injury, and it'll be quite a while before he comes back. Oh yeah, and Commissioner Adam Silver said, yeah, the NBA Cup will be back next season with some tweaks involved, as when to play, and they'll be making trips to Paris in the regular season next year, and figure out when would be the best time to play the event. Okay, it wasn't a bad idea, but I still think it wasn't really necessary to have this tournament. I got 3 minutes, guys. Yeah, someone's doing something. Will you turn that down, please? Yeah, someone's doing something. Well, look, we only got 3 minutes left, guys. So I'll just bear with it. We only got 3 minutes left, so let's just bear with it, okay? Yeah, we only got that time. Okay, quickly. Yes, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to check it out. I may not agree with it, but I'll check it out. And by the way, that starts March 30th. All right, 1962. Sixers center, Warriors center, Will Chamberlain scores 73 points in a Warriors win over the Chicago Packers. At the time, the most points scored in an NBA regulation game, and still the third highest overall. Uh, 1978. No, wait. No. 1980, 81. Islanders Mike Bossy got his 15th career hat trick against a 6-3 win over the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yuck. 1982. Hank Aaron and Frank Robinson elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Deservedly so. Yeah. Uh, yes. 1988. Uh, Dodgers and San Diego Padres Steve Garvey announces his retirement. All right. 1995, 26 NHL teams unanimously ratified agreement to end their strike. Thank goodness. Jordan's second retirement was announced his second retirement in 1998 before returning again in 2001 for a third time. Unfortunately, that didn't go over so well as he went over to the Washington Wizards. Sorry. Yeah, he played for Washington. And yeah, minor leagues. And Atlanta Hawks retire Dominique Wilkins, number 21, a pregame ceremony at the Phillips Arena in 2001. All right, guys, we got to wrap it up because Rasul's coming up with his show. Oh, don't forget to check the show out on YouTube. Just dial YouTube and type in The Enhanced Sports Show, please. Type it in as exactly as they say. Otherwise, it's not going to go through. And we'd like to have it go through, of course. So on that note, I'm going to wrap it up. I want to thank you for coming in. Betty, thank you again. Everybody else, good. We shouldn't have said that. Well, then we got, all right, so we'll check it all out. On that note, I'm going to bid you adieu, and we'll check back next week, same time, same station. Good night, everybody.